Hello on YouTube, hello on TikTok, and we are recording on the computer. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to yet another edition of 10 Unedited Minutes with Marlena. We are here, I am on TikTok Live. We are recording on YouTube, and I'm talking into my best friend, the microphone, on my computer. So it's Saturday morning. Let's get started. Does everybody else have as busy of a Saturday as I have? I used to get up and work every single Saturday morning at my deli and bakery and meat market. And now that I don't do that anymore, I feel like I'm even busier. But anyway, those of you that listened to yesterday's podcast, I hope all of you did. If not, you can go back and listen to it, but you will hear me going, there was something I wanted to talk about, and I cannot remember what it was. And I paused, and I couldn't remember it. But then almost right after I ended that podcast, I went and vegged out for a minute and opened my phone, and there was Facebook, and there was exactly what I wanted to talk about. And here it is. So my friend Rebecca, you know who you are, sweetheart. She shared this post from the Facebook page it is from is called The Occupational Therapist. Oh, I like that play on words. The Occupational Therapist. And this lady wrote a very long Facebook post about what she calls green wall problems. Green wall problems. I know that sounds really weird, but let's dig into it and let me try to explain to you what exactly she was talking about. So, the occupational therapist started out her post. I'm just going to read the first couple paragraphs here. She said, I once had a very tired, very overwhelmed, very dysregulated child who was at that very moment being tucked into bed, lovingly and connectedly began screaming, sobbing, and attacking me physically because their bedroom walls were white and not green. Green was not this child's favorite color and had never been mentioned before. No discussion of walls or paint had ever occurred from me to them or them to me. Yet here they were using it as their justification for why I obviously was not on their team and attacking me for it. This is the etymology of a phenomenon that I have come to refer to as green wall problems. She goes on to explain that um, little kiddos have several reasons for meltdowns, right? And if you're a parent and you've parented through toddlerhood, through the 2-year old, 3-year old, even 4-year old phase, even teenager phase, you have probably had an experience where your child just starts wigging out and you have no idea why. Just like this green wall. The walls were white. They never had a discussion about painting the walls green. And this child was losing their absolute mind over it. Well, in a nutshell, the occupational therapist said it is pretty much a buildup of frustrations along the way. That child might be angry right now that they want green walls in their room, but what happened before that to create that meltdown? And kiddos, you know, they're brand new, right? You always have to remember they've only been on this earth for 2 years, for 3 years, for 4, for 16 years. They've never been through a lot of things, a lot of the things that we as adults have been through. So they don't know how to deal with this stuff. So that's where we come in as a parent and we teach them how to regulate their emotions, how to acknowledge their emotions, and then deal with that. And trust me, I'm not a therapist. I'm just an experienced mom and grandma that has lived through a lot of these things. So basically, she said that to kind of deal with this, if you have a child who is just all around melting down for no reason, first of all, try to figure out what their frustrations are during the day and maybe deal with those and teach them how to maybe have some self regulating moments, like take a couple deep breaths or say a prayer or just go into another room and calm down. Now, listen, I'm very proud of my daughter. I don't know how, why, when, what, where my granddaughter was taught this, but the cutest thing happens when she gets so angry. She's 3 years old, and if she gets mad because her what is it? See, I lost my mind again. If she gets mad because her Paw Patrol dog didn't do what she wanted it to do as she's playing in her a little imaginative state, she will stomp her feet and she will run to her bedroom and she will close that door and she will just sit there for maybe 30 seconds. And she'll come out and be just fine. That's my granddaughter self-regulating. I don't know where she learned that, but she saw either her mom or her dad do that, and she thought, that's a really good idea, and it really works. And my daughter, even at the young age of 21 years old, she has come to learn that a way to self-regulate is prayer. She told me, "Hi, Mr. Green." She told me the other day that she was having an anxious moment, especially after she lost her second baby to stillbirth. It took her a long time to even be able to leave the house because her anxiety would kick in. And she told me the other day that she was at a hockey game with her sister and she started to feel that anxiety. And she said, "Mom, I just paused and I said a prayer and I was totally fine." And that made my heart smile. That made my heart swell. It made me think, maybe I did something right there. But anyway, teaching your kids how to self-regulate is extremely important. Holy moly, we're at 7 minutes already. This might be a little longer than 10 unedited minutes. Anyway, so if you go on to read this Facebook post by the occupational therapist, she kind of ended it with how to, in the moment, combat this complete irrational wig out moment by your child. And she said, let's use the green wall example again. Let's say you're putting your child to bed. They've had a really long day and they start wigging out because the walls in their bedroom are not green at that moment. She said you need to kind of play into it. Say, "Okay, honey, let's validate this," right? Like, how can we make your walls green? What can we do to make your walls green? And you start talking about it. Okay, we have to go buy the paint. We have to go figure out how much paint we need. I will look up, after you go to bed tonight, I will look up online to see how much paint costs at Menards or Lowe's or your local hardware store. And I will figure out exactly how much paint you need. And when you wake up in the morning, we'll talk about it again. And sometimes just validating that irrational thought for that child is enough just to calm them down. And it makes them think. It makes them think about how much paint they need to paint those walls green or whatever. So listen, there are so many methods you can do to parent, and parenting is hard. Momming is hard. Being a dad is hard. Even after your kiddos grow up, even you're parenting through the infant phase, the toddler phase, the teenage phase. And I don't know which one's hardest. I think they're all equally challenging, but having a good support system is important, and having little ways like this, like the green wall method, tucked away in your back pocket, kind of helps you be able to self-regulate and pull some of your tools out to get these kiddos through these moments. Because listen, these kiddos are developing so fast. Think about a baby. You birth a 6 pound, 8 pound baby, and by year one, they are 15, 20, I don't know. I don't remember. But think about how much they've grown. And think about how much they've grown in even from year 5 to 8 and so on. So their brains are developing a lot faster than they can keep up with, and that is something that also makes it really hard for them to self-regulate. And even through their teenage years, their hormones are going so crazy they don't know how to deal with them. That's where a parent comes in and says and teaches them these self-regulating moments so they can calm down and think about things clearly and hopefully make a good choice, because we all know a lot of teenagers do and don't. But anyway, our 10 minutes is up. um, First of all, thank you, Rebecca, for sharing this great perspective on Facebook. It got me to thinking, and it can get you to thinking. And if you want to learn more about it, or even read that beautiful post, look up the occupational therapist on Facebook. And she kind of uses a play on words with occupational. It's OCCUPLAYTIONAL, occupational therapist. Go ahead and look her up and read that post, and maybe you'll get a different perspective than I did, but it's great. So, what's happening today in my world? It is 20 till 9 right now. I have to go deliver cinnamon rolls to a coffee shop in Ottawa. I spent all day yesterday rolling them out and making them. I have to do that, and then I have to go up to my Main Street building. Somebody is purchasing a piece of equipment. We have to go up and settle that up. Somebody else is coming to pick up a small shelf that I sold them. So that'll be a few trips up to my Main Street building today, which I'm very excited about selling this equipment. It's one of the pieces that I thought would be hard to sell, and here we are. And then, take a breath. And then after that, we have church tonight. And then somebody's coming to look at my building to possibly purchase it after church. And then my day is over. So, and then guess what? Tomorrow's Mother's Day. So I should be back on here tomorrow, but happy Mother's Day in advance. This is a nice little episode to help you raise those little munchkins that make us a mom. So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I love you all. Pray for me. I pray for you every single day, and have the best day. We'll see you next time. Bye.